The Pittsburgh Steelers, are they going to be moving on from James Washington? Here we're breaking down something that I do think is at least worth talking about. And in terms of going forward, could the Steelers decide to move on from James Washington? Because let's face it, he is entering the final year of his contract. And this is one of those receivers when he was taken in round 2, number 60 overall in 2018 out of Oklahoma State. I actually like this guy. He was 5'11". He was a smaller receiver, but also a lot more stocky. I thought added some ability also over the middle for Pittsburgh. But like when I go back and I look at some of these really good teams, they had Antonio Brown. You had Juju Smith-Schuster, and I personally thought that Washington was going to be able to take the step forward when instead a guy like Juju continued to ascend. But when you consider the fact that right now he is the 4th best wide receiver on this team, and if you're trying to pinch some pennies together, if perhaps you get an offer on the table and you can move on from him, because I personally do not believe that Pittsburgh is going to be able to bring him back or even going to bring him back. It's really been something that they've never shown that they've done, at least from a top wide receiver standpoint. Now, again, you got Juju, who they decided to bring back on a 1-year deal, $8 million. Chase Claypool as well, who I actually thought had a very good year, is going to be entering now his sophomore season out of Notre Dame. And then you got Deonto Johnson. Johnson was one of those players where he continued to get better and better as the season went on. And for any of you fantasy football fans out there, this is one of those dudes that could really take that next step. So what do we do here at Chat Sports? We ask difficult questions, and I want you to go down in the comment section right now and be honest with me, because that's why we do these shows, because I don't want to just sit up here and talk to myself. That's pretty boring. So should the Steelers trade James Washington? I want you to go down in the comment section right now and type Y for yes, or I want you to go down there and type your N for no. I do want to give you guys a little bit of context, though, in terms of overall what this dude has done throughout his entire career. As a rookie in 2018, 16 catches, 217 yards, 1 touchdown. 2019 was the year that I was really excited. This is where I was like, all right, here we go. He's about to break out. He's about to really take that next step. And he had 44 catches, 735 yards, 3 tutties. 2020 happens where I'm a believer again, and I think that, you see some of the numbers that he's been able to put up. I think if Ben would have been healthy, he could have taken that next step. So 30 catches, 392 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So from a career standpoint, 90 catches, 1,344 yards, 14.9 yards per catch, and 9 touchdowns. He is more of a over-the-middle type of receiver, does add ability here and there as a deep threat, but that's not really where he's going to make his staple in this league. So what I decided to do here is cook up a little trade idea for Pittsburgh. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, an NFL team offers the Steelers a 5th-round pick. The reason also why I decided to throw out a 5th-round pick is because as it stands right now in 2022, Pittsburgh does not have a 5th-rounder. So if a team isn't willing to offer you a 5th-round dude for somebody who's the 4th best receiver on your team, however, you did draft him in the 2nd round, 60 overall. But I'm genuinely curious what you guys have to say. Is Washington worth a 5th-round pick? I want you to type M for you think that they could get a little bit more. Type 5 for he is worth a 5th-round pick. If you don't believe that he's at least worth that, maybe a 6th or a 7th, I want you to go down in the comments and go ahead and type L for less. Now, the reason why we decided to make this video is we're always trying to keep you guys updated on what's going on in the offseason. I'm not saying that James Washington is going to be traded. However, I am saying if you do start to see some trade rumors or a player that could be dealt, keep an eye on James Washington.